As you step out from the dense foliage of the ancient forest, a sudden, eerie silence engulfs the swathe of cleared land before you. The earth trembles softly beneath your feet, the ground split and scorched in jagged patterns all around. Towering above the landscape, a colossal Tarrasque stands like a living mountain, its gleaming scales reflecting the dim light of the overcast sky. The air is thick with tension as it breathes heavily, each exhalation creating a wave of heat that rolls across your anxious faces.
I raise my hands, feeling the warmth of my magic coursing through my veins. "I'll distract it!" I shout, summoning a massive sphere of fire and hurling it towards a cluster of trees to the left of the Tarrasque, hoping the explosion will draw its attention and create a path for my companions.
I grunt, tightening my grip on my shield and hammer. Blasted beast! I'll stride forward, positioning myself between the Tarrasque and my companions, slamming my shield to the ground, with a loud clang to draw its attention.
I dart to the side, disappearing into the underbrush to find a hidden vantage point where I can observe the Tarrasque and look for any weaknesses or escape routes we can use. I'll find us a way out.
I steady my breath and reach out to the deathly plane, calling upon Kelemvor's power to cast Bane upon the Tarrasque. This beast shall learn that death looms over all. It will tremble before the inevitable.
The colossal Tarrasque roars, the ground quaking as its bellow echoes through the land, almost drowning out the explosion of Pyra's fireball. Enraged, its eyes focus on Thoradin, recognizing the challenge of his shield and hammer. With a speed defying its size, the Tarrasque lunges, its monstrous tail whipping towards Thoradin. Thoradin raises his shield just in time, the impact sending him skidding back, barely holding his ground, while Wisp spies a small crevice beneath a nearby ledge that might provide a slim escape route if they can reach it.
Seeing our chance, I conjure a stream of searing magma and aim it at the ground between the Tarrasque and the crevice, hoping to create a barrier that slows the beast down and gives us time to escape. Everyone, head for the crevice!
Right! Let's move! I brace myself and engage the Tarrasque, swinging my hammer at its legs to keep it off balance, while using my shield to block any incoming attacks, making sure it's focused on me, and giving the others a chance to reach the crevice.
I swiftly scamper towards the crevice, staying low and using the natural terrain for cover. Quick! This way! I think I found us a way out.
I raise my hand, calling upon Kelemvor's power to cast protection from energy on Thoradin, shielding him from the Tarrasque's fiery breath. Even the mightiest can fall, but not today, Thoradin.
Pyra's stream of magma bubbles and hisses fiercely as it carves out a burning chasm, momentarily halting the Tarrasque's advance. Thoradin's hammer strikes the beast's leg, the force barely causing the creature to flinch, but managing to keep its attention locked on him. The Tarrasque bellows in frustration and swings a massive claw directly at Thoradin, its razor-sharp edges tearing through his shield and drawing blood as he is knocked to the side, crashing into the ground. Meanwhile, Wisp dives into the crevice, glancing back only to see Seraph muttering sacred prayers, her face lit with grim determination.
I can't let Thoradin's sacrifice be in vain. I gather all my energy and focus, channeling it into a powerful laser beam of concentrated fire. Aiming directly at the Tarrasque's eyes, I shout, "Let's give it something to truly remember!"
With my shield shattered and my side aching from the blow, I grip my teeth and rise to my feet. "You'll pay for that, ye overgrown lizard!" I bellow, then hurl my hammer directly at the Tarrasque's knee to try and cripple it, forcing it to focus on me and give the others more time to escape.
Seeing the opportunity created by Pyra's fiery attack and Thoradin's relentless bravery, I quickly scale a nearby rock to get a higher vantage point, then look around for any potential weak points or distractions that could buy us more time. Hold on, I think I see something useful.
I rush over to Thoradin's side, invoking the power of Kelemvor to cast Cure Wounds and heal his injuries. Rise, Thoradin. Death waits not for idle despair.
The searing beam of Pyra's fire sears through the air, hitting one of the Tarrasque's eyes with pinpoint precision, the beast rearing its head back and roaring in agony. Thoradin's hammer smashes against the creature's knee, but his earlier injury hampers his strength, causing the blow to be less effective. The Tarrasque, maddened with pain and rage, sweeps its massive tail across the battleground, sending Pyra sprawling to the ground and narrowly missing Seraph as she tends to Thoradin. Wisp, from his vantage point, notices a freshly cracked stone pillar leaning precariously near the Tarrasque, which might be used to create a larger distraction or even trap the creature. If only they could get it to fall in the right direction.
Staggering to my feet, I ignite my hands with a burst of magical flame, directing it towards the base of the cracked stone pillar. Hey, ugly, over here!
With Seraph's healing energy flowing through me, I steady myself and narrow my eyes at the Tarrasque. "Let's bring that pillar down!" I shout, then charge towards the cracked stone pillar, putting all my strength into a mighty shoulder bash to try and topple it onto the beast.
From my vantage point, I spot the cracked stone pillar and quickly pull out my rope, tying one end to an arrow before firing it towards the top of the pillar to provide leverage for Thoradin's bash. "I've got it anchored! Let's pull it down together!"
I swiftly move to the base of the pillar, placing my hands upon it, and invoking the power of Kelemvor to cast guidance on Thoradin, enhancing his strength for the critical moment. Strike with the weight of inevitability, Thoradin.
The combined efforts of the party shake the ground as the cracked stone pillar begins to teeter, its ancient weight groaning in protest. Pyra's flames lick and weaken its base while Thoradin's shoulder bash, amplified by Seraph's divine guidance, sends splinters flying from the cracking stone. Wisp's rope pulls taut, guiding and accelerating the fall. With a thunderous crash, the pillar collapses and slams onto the roaring Tarrasque, pinning one of its massive legs and momentarily immobilizing it, giving the party a precious chance to flee into the nearby forest.
I turn to the others, flames flickering in my eyes, and shout, "This is our chance! Let's move before it shakes free!" Then I hurl a line of fire along the ground to carve out a temporary barrier between us and the Tarrasque as we make our escape into the forest.
I charge ahead, making sure to keep myself between the Tarrasque and the rest of the group, my eyes scanning for any danger as we flee. "No time to dawdle, you lot! Move!"
I quickly retrieve my rope and sprint toward the crevice I found earlier, making sure to stay in the shadows of the forest to keep out of sight from the Tarrasque. Into the crevice, everyone. It's the safest route.
Using the commotion and the Tarrasque's distracted state, I invoke Kelemvor's power to cast Fog Cloud, shrouding us in a dense mist to cover our escape. Even in the darkest fog, salvation comes to those who seek it.
The momentary prison of the collapsed pillar buys the party valuable seconds as the Tarrasque thrashes violently, its bellows of rage shaking the forest. Pyra's fiery barrier hisses and cracks, forming a line of defense against the beast. Thoradin leads the charge, his eyes steely with determination as he protects his companions. As Wisp dives into the crevice, the dense fog summoned by Seraph envelops the group, obscuring them from the Tarrasque's vengeful gaze, allowing them to disappear into the shadowy confines of the ancient forest.
I dash through the forest, summoning a staggering burst of heat to create a series of flaming, spreading embers along the path behind us to further obscure our trail from the Tarrasque. "Keep moving, we're almost out of its reach," I exclaim, urging everyone forward.
The fog thickens around us as Seraph's spell takes hold. I don't waste a moment. "Keep your heads down, and don't stop!" I growl, then I lock my gaze on Pyra's flickering flames, ensuring they stay between us and the rampaging beast as I push forward, ready to block or bash anything that dares to follow.
Seeing the fog enveloping us and Pyra's embers forming a trail, I dart ahead through the crevice, scouting for any hidden dangers or obstacles. I'll make sure the path is clear. Stay close.
The fog thickens around us and I deftly slip through the mist, quickly scanning our surroundings for any signs of danger. I move with haste to lay down a few glyphs of warding behind us, infused with necrotic energy. May death guard our retreat.
As you weave through the ancient forest, the Tarrasque roars in frustration, its horrible bellow muffled by the thick fog Seraph summoned. Seraph's glyphs pulse with dark energy, laying a deadly trap for what pursues. The primal fury of the Tarrasque isn't easily quelled, its massive bulk crashing through trees in a blind rage as it tries to shake off the weight of the fallen pillar. Each of you catches a glimpse of sunlight filtering through the dense canopy ahead, a sign of hope and the promise of escape from this monstrous fiend.
I see the sunlight filtering through the canopy, a beacon of hope for our escape. Summoning my last reserves of magical energy, I conjure a small meteor and hurl it into the trees behind us, causing an explosive barrier of flames and debris to buy us more time. "The exit is just beyond!" I shout.
With Pyra's meteor erupting into a wall of flames and debris behind us, I lead the charge towards the glimmering sunlight ahead. Raising my voice to rally the others, I bark, "Hold steady! Almost there!" and push forward, keeping watch for any threats in our path.
I see the sunlight and recognize our chance to escape. Using my nimble feet, I dart ahead to quickly scout the path through the forest and ensure it's clear. "Follow me. I've got our way out," I whisper back to the group. I then move swiftly and quietly through the thick underbrush, using my rogue skills to navigate and mark a safe passage towards the sunlight, avoiding any potential dangers and ensuring the path is secure for my companions.
The faint glimmer of sunlight ahead draws us out of the gloom. I call upon Kelemvor's power to cast Pass Without Trace, cloaking us in shadows and dulling our footsteps. Leave no trace, for we are but shadows, fleeing death's grasp.
The Tarrasque's roars grow faint, muffled by the forest and the inferno Pyra left behind, its hatred still palpable through the trembling earth. As you emerge from the dense underbrush, the sunlight cascades down, illuminating an old shrine draped in ivy and encircled by ancient stone pillars. The air here is serene, a stark contrast to the chaos behind, but the faint rumbling reminds you that the Tarrasque might not be detained for long. A soft, melodic voice breaks the silence. "You have done well to escape, but the trials are far from over." A figure cloaked in shadows steps forward from behind the shrine, their eyes gleaming with otherworldly wisdom.
I step forward, eyes blazing with determination and curiosity. "Who are you, and what trials do you speak of?" I demand, conjuring a small flame in my hand, ready to act if necessary.
I position myself between the shadowy figure and the rest of the group, hefting my hammer and checking my stance. "Aye, speak quickly," I growl, my eyes narrowing with suspicion. "What's this all about?"
I silently meld into the shadows, circling around the shrine to get a better look at the cloaked figure and check for any hidden dangers or escape routes. "I'll see what we're dealing with," I whisper to my companions as I move.
As everyone focuses on the shadowy figure, I step forward, my voice a low, unsettling whisper. "For every trial faced, a shadow of death looms. Speak your purpose, stranger, and may Kelemvor's gaze weigh upon your truth."